Hi everyone, it's about 11 o'clock at night, about 10 after 11 actually. You're watching Scoop. We're getting ready to do Bible study and a product review. Aaron David sweet spicy snack mix. Gonna try it. Stick around and join us for our daily devotional. So let's get started. We're going to try a little bit of this, see how it is. I'm going to take the rest of it tomorrow to work. But we'll try a little taste of it because it's got honey roasted peanuts, Cajun sesame sticks, butter toffee peanuts, corn nuts, honey sesame sticks, and zesty peanuts. It's really good. It's sweet, salty, and a little spicy, but not real spicy. This is good. If you kind of like that bar mix kind of stuff, it's good. Dollar Tree. If you don't want to stop eating it. I could eat more of that. That's how good that is. Get you some. The best wine. I mean, God often uses different analogies and metaphors to describe things so people will get a visual picture in their mind, and then they'll get an understanding because they have this picture that might mean something else or has a totally different meaning, but it correlates with whatever the topic is that God is discussing. And Jesus used to do that all the time with parables. And when Jesus sat with the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman, and she was fetching water, and it was probably hot in the middle of the day, and here comes Jesus sitting at the well, and she's surprised to see him because, trust me, she's heard about him. I'm certain of it. She sits there, and they start having a conversation, and she knows things about her. He knows things about her and her life. And she is perplexed because she's like, how does this man know these things? And he uses the analogy of her fetching water, which was a part of life and sustenance, and it was a requirement. And he says to her, I have water that you know not of. And that's when he was actually the embodiment of the Holy Spirit. It was his spirit, but it hadn't come yet because he was still in bodily form. So he was telling her about his spirit that was like rivers of living water. And he said, I have water that you know not of. Remember when he turned the water into wine? There's something about water that is very significant and important to God. We're baptized in water. That's our profession of faith. Profession of faith. So God uses all these creative things that he's made to tell a story and to relate to us or relate to us the meaning behind it. There's more significance than what meets the eye. So let's get started with the Bible study. Heathen, the best wine, John 2:8. Then he told me, now he told them, then he told them, now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet. He's talking about, this is called the best wine. Jesus had been invited to attend a wedding feast. It was a wonderful time of celebration. The celebrations had been going on very well, but the wine had been finished too soon. It was unthinkable to have a wedding feast without wine. Mary knew in her heart that Jesus was the Son of God and could do anything, and so she asked him to help in this situation. At first, he was a little reluctant, but Mary, in faith, told the waiters to do whatever Jesus said. Jesus instructed the waiters to fill 6 large water jars, each of which could hold about 25 gallons of water. Then he said that they should take some of the water out and go and show it to the master of ceremonies. What a surprise he got when he tasted it. It was the best quality wine he had ever tasted. Usually the best wine was served first at weddings, and when everyone had drunk that, the not so good wine was served. But here's the best wine was being served at the end. The wedding celebration could go on, but more importantly was that this was Jesus' first public miracle, and as a result of it, his disciples believed in him. It is clear from this that Jesus honors the institution of marriage. At times the Bible refers to him as the bridegroom. His disciples, those who believe in him, all are called the bride. He also demonstrated his desire to share his gifts and abundance with people, not only to fulfill them spiritually, but also to provide for their earthly needs. He even reaches out and helps us in moments that could otherwise be embarrassing for us. Trust that Jesus knows your situation well, and with a heart filled with love for you, he can work a miracle in your life. You know what? How do you think that wine tasted that Jesus made? You think that it was a literal and maybe a spiritual wine? What happens when you get drunk? Do you laugh? Do you kind of, act a little cuckoo and, you're intoxicated with alcohol? How would you like to be intoxicated with the Spirit of God? That's something. To be so intoxicated with the presence of the Holy Spirit. That's why people didn't want to leave that revival. They felt so much joy at Asbury. And when I was in Toronto, even before I ever even got there, which I went to a conference called Have Another Drink, which was about drinking, partaking of, the fruit of the Spirit. The joy that you would feel being in God's presence. And that's why so many people at Asbury didn't want to leave or wanted to go and experience, because there was so much joy and you could feel the presence of God. I mean, I saw all kinds of things at the revival that I went to. Some very cool things. I saw people laughing. I saw people crying. I saw people weeping. I saw people laughing hysterically. They acted like they were a little drunk. Maybe they were acting, maybe they weren't. I just felt such a heightened moment with God. And what drew me to that conference is I watched the documentary, and you can watch it on YouTube. I'll insert the link in my subscription box so you can watch it. Now, some people don't agree with it. I don't really care what they agree with. I know what the truth is. And I know that if Jesus is the Spirit that has living water that you know not of, and Satan has a counterfeit, which is, alcohol, and people go to that to get relief from pain. That's why we have alcoholics. But I'll tell you that Jesus has water that you know not of. And I can tell you, it's the best thing you'll ever drink in your life. Spiritually drink. He also makes the best wine. That's the Bible study. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment below. And click that notification bell next time you want to be notified that when The Scoop uploads video. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening. It's time to go to bed. Sweet dreams. Good night.